Rocky isn't just a movie. It's the ultimate underdog story that changed Hollywood forever. But did you know Sylvester Stallone wrote the script in just 3 days and then refused to sell it unless he was cast as Rocky himself? And here's a twist. You'll be shocked to learn that the story was inspired by a real boxer's life. Now I've got a question for you. Which Rocky fight is your all-time favorite? Drop your answer in the comments below, and let's dive into 20 mind-blowing facts about Rocky, 1976, that you probably never knew.
Written in just 3 days. Sylvester Stallone wrote the script for Rocky in just 3 days after watching Muhammad Ali fight Chuck Wepner. The story of the underdog boxer came straight from Stallone's personal struggles. Broke, rejected, and nearly homeless. Producers wanted to buy the script but didn't want Stallone as the lead. Despite being offered big money, Stallone refused, saying that he wouldn't sell unless he played Rocky himself. His gamble worked, turning him into a superstar and making Rocky one of Hollywood's greatest success stories. Stallone was nearly homeless. Before Rocky was made, Stallone was broke and struggling. He had only $106 in his bank account and was even forced to sell his dog, Butkus, because he couldn't afford food. Stallone was devastated, but he promised himself he would buy him back if he ever made money. When Rocky was finally greenlit, Stallone kept that promise. He repurchased Butkus for a hefty price and even gave him a starring role in the movie. Butkus appears as Rocky's loyal pet, symbolizing Stallone's real-life journey from rock bottom to stardom. Inspired by a real fight. The character of Rocky Balboa was inspired by a real fight between heavyweight champion Muhammad Ali and underdog boxer Chuck Wepner in 1975. Wepner was expected to lose quickly, but he shocked the world by knocking Ali down and lasting 15 rounds. Stallone saw the fight and immediately envisioned a story about a struggling, ordinary man who gets an unlikely shot at greatness. While Rocky is fictional, its roots in real boxing history gave the film authenticity and heart, making audiences believe in the power of the underdog. Low-budget masterpiece. Rocky had a very tight budget of just $1 million, forcing the crew to be creative. Many scenes were shot guerrilla style without permits, including Rocky running through Philadelphia streets. Extras were often friends or passers-by who didn't even know they were in a movie. The budget was so low that Stallone's real-life wife, Sasha, was hired as an extra to save money. Despite financial limitations, the movie went on to gross over $225 million worldwide, proving that passion and creativity can outshine even the biggest Hollywood budgets. The famous Steadicam run. Rocky's run up the steps of the Philadelphia Museum of Art is one of cinema's most iconic moments. It was filmed using the then-new Steadicam, which allowed smooth tracking shots. The inventor of the Steadicam, Garrett Brown, actually filmed the sequence himself. At the time, the technology was revolutionary, and Rocky became one of the first movies to showcase it. That single run transformed into a symbol of determination and perseverance. Today, fans from around the world visit Philadelphia just to reenact the scene, cementing Rocky's legacy beyond the screen. The iconic music almost didn't happen. The legendary Rocky theme song, Gonna Fly Now, composed by Bill Conti, was created on a very small budget. The studio didn't think much of it at first, but once paired with Rocky's training montage, it became unforgettable. The track climbed to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1977 and earned an Academy Award nomination. Without this motivational anthem, Rocky's rise might not have felt as powerful. The music is now played at sports events worldwide, forever tied to the spirit of fighting against the odds. Butkus the dog was Stallone's. Rocky's dog Butkus wasn't just a movie prop. He was Stallone's real-life pet. Stallone had been forced to sell him when he was broke, but later bought him back after selling the Rocky script. Butkus went on to star in both Rocky and Rocky II, becoming a symbol of loyalty and persistence. Stallone has often said that having Butkus back was one of his happiest moments of his life, and his appearance in the movie adds a personal touch. It's a reminder that Rocky's journey wasn't just a character's, it was Stallone's own. Producers didn't want Stallone as Rocky. When Stallone first pitched his script, producers loved the story but didn't want him as the lead. They wanted a big star like Burt Reynolds, James Caan, or even Robert Redford. Stallone refused to sell unless he was allowed to play Rocky himself. It was a huge risk, since he was still a struggling actor with very little experience. But Stallone's determination paid off. His performance was so authentic that audiences instantly connected with him. Today, it's hard to imagine anyone else as Rocky Balboa. Real boxers appeared in the film. The movie included appearances by real fighters. For instance, world champion Joe Frazier made a cameo during the film's boxing scenes. Having real boxers involved gave the film credibility and added to its authentic feel. Stallone wanted audiences to believe Rocky belonged in the same world as real champions. So mixing fictional characters with actual legends elevated Rocky beyond just another boxing drama. It became a sports classic rooted in the real culture of boxing. Stallone injured during filming. Filming the boxing sequences was brutal. Stallone and Carl Weathers, who played Apollo Creed, decided to actually spar to make the fights look realistic. The result? Stallone suffered cracked ribs and other injuries during filming. At one point, he was hospitalized from taking real punches. Stallone later admitted that the pain was worth it because the authenticity of the fight scenes made the film unforgettable. That commitment to realism is part of why Rocky is still considered one of the greatest sports movies ever made.
11. The freezing meat scene was real. Rocky's most famous training moments is when he punches slabs of frozen meat in a slaughterhouse. Surprisingly, that wasn't a prop, it was real meat. Stallone hit it so hard that his knuckles were permanently flattened. This scene, improvised by Stallone, became a highlight of the film. It was so memorable that actual boxers began using meat punching as part of their training routines. Stallone later joked that while it looked great on film, it left him with sore hands for weeks after shooting. 12. Rocky's turtles are still alive. Rocky's pet turtles, Cuff and Link, were actually Stallone's real pets. Incredibly, they are still alive today, decades after the film was released. Stallone has shared pictures of them on social media, proving their long life. Their appearance in Rocky was another way Stallone infused his real life into the movie. Fans often point to these small but personal touches as what made the film feel so genuine. Rocky's pets weren't just movie animals, they were part of Stallone's journey from struggling actor to superstar. 13. Filmed in just 28 days. Despite its massive success, Rocky was filmed in only 28 days. The production schedule was tight, and every minute counted. The crew worked quickly, often shooting scenes with little preparation. This fast pace added to the raw, gritty energy of the movie. Stallone himself later said that the short filming time helped keep the performances fresh and spontaneous. In contrast to today's big-budget blockbusters, Rocky showed that a film could be made quickly and still capture timeless magic. 14. The steps became a tourist attraction. The Philadelphia Museum of Art's steps, where Rocky triumphantly runs, became one of the most famous movie landmarks in the world. Fans from across the globe visit to reenact the scene, making it a cultural phenomenon. In 1982, a bronze statue of Rocky was erected near the steps, cementing its legendary status. Today, the Rocky Steps are as much a part of Philadelphia's identity as the Liberty Bell, showing how a simple film scene can become a symbol of hope and perseverance.